If you're a man over 50 and you're thinking about a career change and you come to that realization of have a few questions in your head like, what if I fail? Or what if I can't start over at my age? Or what if I still feel stupid while trying this? Before you send that resignation letter and before you make that big move, you need to fix this one thing. You have to fix your mindset. Stay with me in this video, and I'm going to break down the 3 mental shifts men in their 50s need to make before making any big moves or changing career. Hey, my name is Cyril, and I help men over the age of 50 change their confidence, upgrade their mindset, and create different options in life. I'm not here to hype you up for the next 5 minutes and then disappear. I'm here to talk to you like a brother. By the end of this video, you're going to have 3 powerful mind shifts that you can start using today before changing your career. So when you make that big move, you're coming from clarity and strength instead of fear and panic. So let's get real for a second. Changing a career at the age of 25 compared to changing a career at 50, 55, 58, it's a whole different gun. It's a whole different ball game. For instance, you might have a mortgage. You might have kids in college. You have aging parents. You have a spouse that's counting on you. And on top of that, you're competing with people who are younger than you, that have more tech skills than you, that have more energy than you. But when your brain is saying, you know what, let's not rock the boat, or you know what, let's just be grateful for what we have, or maybe it's too late to try something new. That's not you being weak. That's just your brain trying to protect you. The problem is, if we listen to our voice 100% of the time, we'll stay stuck. And deep inside, eventually you'll start to resent yourself. So today we're not going to ignore our fear. We're just going to retrain it. Let's talk about a mindset shift. The first mindset shift is you're not too late. To be honest, it's the perfect time. I know it sounds cliche and cheesy, but let me explain a little bit. When you're 50 plus, you're not starting from zero. You're starting from experience. So let's think about it. You've had those bosses, you've had clients that you had to deal with, you had your coworkers when they had their moods. Sometimes you dealt with those customers on the phone and they're yelling at you. You survived layoffs. I remember I survived a layoff. Recession. You remember the recession? You had family drama that you had to deal with. But you develop patience, emotional control, even you're a problem solver. At age 25, you can't buy that stuff. The problem is we tend to compare ourselves to other things, saying that I'm not fast with tech or not very active on social media. Instead, I want you to flip the script and you ask yourself, what do I know that someone younger wish they knew? That's where your value is. When you start seeing your age as an asset and not a liability, you show up differently in interviews. You show up differently in networking. You create different contents if you decide to start a YouTube channel or even an online business. You just look different. So from now on, catch yourself when you think I'm too old and replace it, say, I'm experienced in my job, and my job is my package where I'm gaining my experience so that I can show other people in my, somebody that's younger than you. This is going to be the second mindset shift is you don't need a perfect plan. You just need a clear direction for your next step. Us men over the age of 50, we get paralyzed in I call it pan paralyzed. So we will start thinking and say, I need a 2-year roadmap, or I need to know exactly how much I'm going to earn if I decide to do something different, or I need to make sure that there's zero risk before I start something brand new. And because we can't get that guaranteed, we stall for months, we stall for years. But here's the truth: you don't have to have a perfect plan to start a new job. Here's the truth: you don't need to have the perfect plan when you started your first job. You didn't have a perfect plan when you became a father. You didn't have the perfect plan when you became a husband or a homeowner. You had directions, and you had directions, and you figure out step by step. You figure out the way you figure out these step by step. You figured it out. It's the same as a career change. Instead of asking, what's the whole plan? Start asking, what's my direction? What's my next step? Your next step could be, just taking a new course in the field that you're interested in, or having a conversation with someone who's already doing it, or starting a YouTube channel and just create your first video. You're you're not making a decision from day one. You're just running small experiments. When you start, your stress level drops, your confidence rises, and you get real world feedback instead of just it sitting in your head. Now, let's talk about the third shift. And this is the one that quite literally breaks a lot of people with men over the age of 50. The third mindset shift is going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but you're not meant to do this alone. Men in the 50s have spent decades being the rock. We've been the provider. We've been the one everyone lean on when they're down. We're good to help everyone else, but when it's time to help reinvent ourselves, we try to white knuckle it and stay in silence. We don't talk to our partners until we're at our breaking point. We don't tell our friends that, hey, I'm scared. We don't reach out to communities of men going through the same thing. And then we wonder why we feel heavy, tired, stuck. But listen, changing career at 50 is not just a professional move. It's an emotional and identifying identity shift. Some of your questions that you might ask is, who am I without this job title? Or what if I'm not the main provider for a while? What will people think if I go from manager to beginner? You need people around you who get it. This could be men's group, a coach or mentor, an online community of guys over the age of 50 working on their mindset in a new career. The point is, don't try to carry this on your own in your head. Strong men ask for support. Weak men pretend they don't need it and quietly fall apart. I'm not a burden. So the shift is, I'm not a burden if I ask for help. I'm wise enough not to do it alone. So just a recap of the three things that I've mentioned today is, number one, from it's too late to it's the perfect time. You're not starting from zero, you're starting from experience. Number two, from I need a perfect plan to I need a directions to my next step. Stop waiting for a guaranteed outcome to start running your own experiments. And three, from I'm on my own to I need a brotherhood. You're strong. You're not a robot. You need support just like everyone else. If even one of these hits you in your chest while you're watching this, that's a sign not to ignore it. Here's what I want you to do next. Drop a comment below and tell me, and be honest, what is your biggest fear about changing your career at the age of 50? You're not alone. You might think you're the only one feeling that way, but I promise you, other men reading your comments who will feel the same way. And if you want to go deeper, watch the next video here and we'll walk this through together. Okay? Bye for now.